Basically, as soon as I started doing private lessons after my very first one, he was like, okay, my daughter's gonna be a world champion one day. Telling not just me, but everyone at the rink, my daughter's gonna be a world champion. As a kid, you don't really understand it, but the other parents were fed up with him. I just knew it. Oh, and I would be too. So I'm a full-time student, academic-wise. I am a political science major, history minor. I write for the Middlebury campus. I think that's ranked number 3 on the things that I'm involved in and prioritize. I'm currently business director, but I was senior sports editor previously, the sports editor before that, and just the writer before that. And I've been dabbling all throughout different sections of the newspaper. I'm an athlete myself, so I love getting to hear other athletes' stories and just learning about new things in general. And I think that's the coolest thing about journalism is you constantly get to learn. I feel like it's such a dominant part of my life and personality. It's almost fun to see how people perceive me before they know about the figure skating. I started skating when I was 7.5, which is kind of late for a figure skater. If you get really good, you tend to start super young, around 4, even 3, sometimes in the womb if you're Russian. So I started when I was 7. I've been skating for about 17 years now. Not because my parents had any connection to the sport at all, but really just because they were busy. So they needed childcare. And so signing us up for skating summer camp at our local rink just kind of made sense in the moment. My parents saw that I enjoyed it too, so they kept me going. And also, my dad just really wanted to have an athlete in the family. So a couple months into it, he was like, okay, this is just what you're gonna do now. Like, you're gonna be the next Michelle Kwan. I was like, oh, okay.
Please welcome Michelle Kwan.
Like, there was always some fun there, but slowly started to kind of go down the more serious I got and the better I got with it. Because it would just get tougher because like the fun skating practices and sessions and games turned into 5:30 like on the ice practice sessions, like private lessons with coaches. The fun kind of turns into passion, which came later on.
Next to skate, representing the United States of America, Ting Cui.
Ting is 14 years old, was born in Cockeysville, Maryland.
The moment came when I had qualified for U.S. Nationals that year for the first time. I was working on my preparations for that, my program, and suddenly as I was just like skating around the ice, like I think a lot when I'm out there. I was like, wow, like I'm a figure skater. This is what I do now. It just never occurred to me until then that this wasn't a normal thing that other kids my age were doing. And then at that point, it was like a mindset shift. Like, okay, I'm a competitive figure skater and I'm going to be really good.
From the United States of America, Ting Cui.
I think prior to then, I was just Ting and I skated. And then when I realized, I was like, oh, I'm Ting, I'm the figure skater. And so I think internally, I embraced it more. "2019 was really defining for a lot of reasons. That was the year that I started to move up into senior, and it was just really exciting. I had so much momentum in my career that year. Things in my skating were just starting to click. I had the jumps. I had my triple as triple toe that season. For reference, that's kind of like the jump that makes people consider you a serious contender. Like if you have that combination, you have a chance to be at the top. So I was entering my very first senior US Nationals, my senior debut. Everyone just kind of like hypes it up once you get there. And I'm really excited, but it's also no pressure because no one expects anything, you know? Like debut is just kind of like a building year. If you can do something great, amazing, but it's not defining.
Yeah, it's nicked up really bad to the back. And so what that means, it's not smooth when you skate. Yeah. My blades are uneven. Like one side is slightly higher.
It's a completely different competitive environment, like with the feedback of the audience and a much larger audience.
Who is the daughter of Chinese immigrants. Her goal is to make it to Beijing in the Olympic Games in 2022. U.S. junior bronze medal.
I was entering my short program, which is the first segment we do. Until you're in that moment, like taking your starting pose, experiencing it, hearing your name out, and like the volume of the crowd, like you just don't really know. And I was so prepared, but all of that preparation went out the window.
Already the details in this short program are on another level. Triple Lutz, triple toe here.
I bombed my short program, like in a bad way. I fell twice, and it was pretty devastating. I went in the next day. I was like, man, I've got nothing to lose. I've got one more program to skate. Like, I'm just gonna take a different mindset. I don't care anymore.
The 16-year-old from Baltimore taking the ice right now, Ting Cui.
Like, I've read books about sports psychology, and when athletes are in the zone, I was in the zone. I skated a completely clean free skate, arguably like the best program of my life.
She is special. This is someone you have to watch out for. As a skater, you train 365 days to get to the national championships, and you can only dream of a program like this.
I got a standing ovation at my first senior nationals, which was something I'll never forget. When people ask me my favorite moment in my career, like, that was it. I was still junior internationally, so then they sent me to a bunch of competitions, but Junior World Championships were the big one. That was the end of my season. So everything was kind of culminating up to here. I didn't know this until much, much later, like before the event, but people were saying, like, I could medal. And I was like, wait, what? That's crazy. And so going into 2019 Junior Worlds, I was really nervous, but I was also like the most prepared I have ever been. And it was a good competition for me. Who was first? Was it Alexandra Trusova or Anna Sherbakova? I can't remember. But like the two Russians, like they're big names in Russia. But I was behind them. And that was huge. Third in the world. So it was like these two massive, massive highs. I was at the top of my career, like with only so much potential to go even higher. And then I broke my ankle less than a month after that. I will say the first injury was not that bad because you're still in a state of, I don't know what an injury is. Like, this is kind of fun experiencing it for the first time. It was almost like I feel like a real athlete now that I've had an injury and can just get past it. And so a week before I was supposed to leave for Finland, I remember, I injured the same ankle for the second time about 6 months later. And at that point, I was like completely crushed and defeated. I had just put in so much work doing PT, rehabbing, also dealing in the background with like an eating disorder that had kind of crept up. And so that was kind of the moment where everything felt pointless. I kind of just entered a state of like, what am I even doing this for if none of this is guaranteed? Like, I still had that idea in the back of my mind, like, she's gonna be a world champion one day. It just seemed so natural in a sense that, like, I was kind of like trending upward. It was strange because it just never occurred to me that, like, progress wasn't guaranteed. I was off the ice for about 9 months and just, like, lost who I was. Like, the one thing that had defined me for about the last 10 years of my life at that point was gone. I didn't have it, and I didn't know if I would have it again in the same capacity or if like my goal was guaranteed. I was applying to colleges and thinking, okay, I've hit 18, this is like, maybe this is my time to just close that chapter and move on to college. Like, be a normal college student, move on with my life. And I applied to Middlebury. By the time I got to, like, I was an upperclassman in college, I started to realize that no matter how hard I try, I won't be able to do the same thing that the most competitive senior ladies are doing because they're, like, training is their full-time job. This third injury, this one happened in May of this year, 2025. I needed surgery, and it was a long time coming.
We gotta get you to do this. So I'm fine with you warming up with that, but you gotta get those longer hold times in. And I'm fine if it's more, if this one's a little bit shorter, 10 seconds or so, move back just a bit if you can.
Okay.
Because remember,
In order to land, I have to bend forward a lot, so that's something I'm working on in PT, just continuing that mobility work. It's a lot of strength work with your calf, building up the muscles around the ankle to strengthen it as much as possible.
okay, so I mean, you're really not that far off from, well, you're just over 9 centimeters today. So a little less than last time, but.
So
if you
it's
haven't been
mobility,
doing
strength,
those
balance,
stretches,
and then plyometrics now too, which is jumping, and just everything that can help strengthen my ankle and the surrounding muscles, which can set me up for success on the ice. I think the club has really just helped me stay in the sport and like reignite that passion and love for it, the joy that I had lost for a really long time, a couple of years. Like, the club helped me find it again. Skaters at college are skaters who are choosing to show up no matter what level or ability they are, because, like, just for the sake of loving the sport. Skating with them, choreographing, it made me like enjoy it so much more. And it also made me feel like I was really a part of a community coming into college. Okay, so a couple of things from last time. Music for the ice show is due December 1st. Did you all get a community is something I've tried to continue to build when I took over as president. Like tape glow sticks over their body. Like with the skaters on campus, like you kind of just know, you know? We've been in the sport for so long, it's nice to have that outlet to talk about these things with, so I'm not bombarding my friends with skating all the time. Sigh, and then we'll do like a little hop and then go. Like, I think we have to. I think we're just running for sound at this point more than anything else. It's something that I've been trying to get happen since maybe my first semester. I was like, guys, to the club, what if we performed at a hockey game? Having them reach out to us and performing this weekend kind of feels like a full circle moment and a really sweet way, bittersweet way to have my probably last performance at Middlebury before I graduate. But this feels like a good way to kind of like wrap it up. So between second and third period, I'm going to be doing a solo to a remix version of Can't Help Falling in Love, which is an old program I'm recycling, but probably one of my favorite show programs that I've had. And it should be lots of fun. The surgery and taking a step away gave me time to think about things and think about like other ways that I could see my life going too, that didn't necessarily involve competing. I had a moment to like take a step back and just think of where I want it to go, like who I want to be in the next few years, and kind of like ponder the rest of my life.
Off the ice, we'll put that one in, so it's kind of when you're going out.
Okay, got it.
I honestly had no friends in high school because I was always off skating all the time, and no one ever got to see me skate. And so finally, like I'm in college, there's a rink here. Like I get to show off what I can do.
And now, joining us on the ice from the Middlebury College Figure Skating Club is Ting Cui. She's a super senior pet here at Middlebury College.
I'm really excited for my friends to come and to see me skate again one last time before we graduate.
In one of her last performances before graduating.
Tying it full circle to when I started too, just remembering that like despite all the pressure and the nerves and like how brutal training is, it's really a pleasure to be out there and like a privilege. I won't get to do this forever, which is a thought that's hitting more and more.
Everybody, give it up for Ting Cui.
I don't think it's gonna feel really sad or like an ending. It doesn't feel like the end. I know myself and I know I'm gonna keep performing and there will be more performance opportunities in the future, just not at Middlebury. So that'll kind of be the end of my skating performances at Middlebury as my Middlebury chapter as a student closes.
Traveling by in a blur.
A really sad thought that I don't want to think about. It's unclear what I want to do, you know, because this is really cool, but something is still pulling at my heart. I think my default is always skating, so part of the hope that I still have for my own skating career is that I've finally found really great coaches, and I'm really excited about the potential that's there. It almost feels like a beginning because this is my first performance since surgery. And so it almost feels like a start and a different approach to it that I'm taking. If I'm doing it again, I don't want to do it to just be there and be someone in the list of names. Not just doing it because this is what I've always done, because if I want to continue to push myself in my sport, I can't have that same mentality again. I want to do it if I have a shot to accomplish something that I haven't yet. So I don't know, let's see what happens next.